Would you ever post your screenplay on Reddit or Facebook in like a screenwriting forum?
It depends on which screenplay. I mean, I have a few that are like my hopefuls. Like I hope to get some big studio involved to get these greenlit. I probably would not post those because I'm a little bit more protective over something that's going to be quite heavy. I'm going to be lifting that thing up, trying to make those connections. But maybe for one of my shorts, like a short film script, or even just like a scene or two that I'm kicking around that I really want some advice from. But I have so many short film scripts that that's something I'm far more open to sharing. And I was even thinking about submitting one of my short stories to Creepypasta to try and get some, try and see if people like it there. And once you write even if you write something out in a different format from a screenplay, I think anything that was based on a book or based on a short story, once it's committed to a screenplay, it only becomes tighter because it's had more revisions, more thought, more time to really curate and percolate to become the best version that it can be. So that would be something I'd be willing to post online, any of my short creepy stories.
So you'd be selective, ones that you weren't as precious about.
Sure. And those are things where it's like, I mean, we're creating shorts almost on a weekly basis, 2 or 3 shorts a month. And so I'm like, yeah, if someone can make it better than me, go nuts. I'll be making this one next week. So we'll try, see to go do what you can. And if you can make it better than me, then cool. I'll spare out there. So. Yeah.
Does a movie start with an idea or does it start with an audience?
I've always thought it starts with an idea. I never even really thought about it starting with an audience, but I like that point of view. For me, it always comes from that seed of an idea. And I might not see the beginning yet or the end, but there will be some element of my screenplay that I'm like, it's as if the movie's already made. I see it so clearly. This has to be made now. So I'll, write it out. And that's really, for me, how it all begins is absolutely from that idea nugget that then blossoms into a full finished script.
Well, you have 2 YouTube channels, right? So Social House Films, and then is it Cineguac?
Yes. Well, Cineguac is Aaron's.
Oh, okay.
He runs it as kind of like a filmmaking, editing, tutorial type of channel. But it's so fun. Like he loves doing these videos. He does them so well. So I'm like, great, do another Cineguac video today. We won't be shooting the short. I'll be pre-producing the short films. Like, okay, we're going to be in production on the short film on Friday. So he'll have maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday to do a Cineguac video. And then Thursday, Thursday, we'll reconvene and be like, okay, so we got all the pre-production ready and let's shoot Friday. Here we go, rock and roll. And that's usually what our week schedules look like. Yeah.
When you hear ideas from the feedback that you've gotten, do they ever filter in? And not negative stuff, but like positive stuff, like that would have been really cool if somebody did this.
Oh, sure.
Do you ever sort of incorporate that into maybe your next project?
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen, I'm blanking on exactly what the suggestion was now, but there was one of our shorts where someone I wish that instead of her going out the door that she had turned around and done blah, blah, blah. And I turned to Erin, I was like, that's a great idea. We should have done that. And, we just didn't think of it. But it's a little bit more than just not thinking about when we're crafting what the short films are going to be, because we'll actually go to the space that we're going to film, which is our apartment, and walk around that space and be like, okay, so if we're doing it like this, then the scare can happen from there. It's a little bit more of a technical creation at that point. So when people give us their feedback, I just think I like pack it away for the next one. I'm like, all right, cool. So that scare didn't quite work for them. Now, physically, we're not able to do that because of whatever resource limitation. But I get what they're what they want from us from that scare. So let me try and take that feedback and then incorporate that into the next short. So I definitely do try. I love people's ideas. If people want to give me ideas, send them my way. Like, I would love to make short films all the time with ideas that people send to me, as long as they're good enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do people email you, or is it just mostly in the comments? Or?
Oh no, we get quite a few emails. So that's really fun. The only problem with the emails are they're not really, I recognize that they're kind of where I was as a creator a few years back. So sometimes people send us ideas that are very, they're following that sort of pattern, following a sort of algorithm that we've kind of seen already. And then those ideas don't exactly spark our creative interest. We're like, oh, we've done that years ago. We want to do something new. And so we kind of keep running with our own ideas for now. But if someone has a good idea and they want to, send it to us as a production company, I mean, go for it. We're always down, and we'll of course like give credit and whatnot, and work with the creator to try and make it a good collaborative effort. So yeah.
So do they want to see you make it and be the screenwriter, or do they actually want to be in it?
I get a little bit of both. Some people say like, I want to be a writer. So like, what do you think? Here's my script. And sometimes if I have the time, I'll read the whole script. I'll read it and I'll like give some, comprehensive notes. It take quite a bit of time to like give them the feedback. I did that with one person. They sent me all their information and I was like, okay, yeah, let me take a little look here. And I took a look and I had some notes, some significant notes that if I were to be the producer, it would need to be a certain way for me with my resources that I have available to like help that project. And I gave the person the notes, and then I think they just ignored them or deleted them because about a month later, I got the exact same email that they had originally sent me saying like, hey, can you please read my script, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how dare you? I spent hours giving this feedback and you didn't even, but no, I mean, that's just life. So, and that kind of does stop me from pouring a lot of time into, unknown emails that show up. I kind of think like, well, I learned my lesson a little while back. I'd been kind of giving a lot of thoughts and production ideas to different random messages I get. And then a lot of times I just never hear anything back. And I don't really know what that means. What I think it means is that someone wants me to say, okay, here's the money, go make it. And I'm like, then you don't know who you emailed because I'm a very hands-on producer. I'm there from the very beginning all the way to the very end. And I'm helping every single portion of it. So I need to be very involved, very passionate, see the story very clearly. And if I can't even get an email correspondence going with someone, then, this project's dead on arrival for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Or maybe too, they were just surprised you responded. I remember I think writing a snail mail letter years ago to an author, and I was shocked that she got back to me and I was too intimidated to follow up.
Really?
Yeah. And I always kick myself for that. But I couldn't believe she actually took the time
Wow.
And all I was doing was praising her book. But then I think she said something and sent me something, and I was just too afraid. So maybe too, some people are intimidated.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a great thing to think about. I would just say for that person though, that like if that is the case with someone who emails, someone like me, who I'm still, trying my best to like come up in the industry. Don't be nervous. It's okay. Like I'm safe waters over here. Send your idea. I will never shred anything. I know how much labor and love goes into creating something. So if I have the time, I always get the feedback. And if I don't, then, sorry, maybe the next one, send me another email. If you're able, that would be cool.
And if they do want to email you, it's on the Social House Films.
It is.
YouTube and website?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's Action at Social House Films. We're very open and we receive emails and we love chatting with people in the comments or in email. So it's all good for us.
That's good. Action. That's good.
Yes.
That's taking action. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, That's take action. I hadn't thought of that, but I was like, oh yeah, no, it's very good. It's a very like active email.
That's great.